Well,
particularly
it's
good.
Ingram. It's Wednesday. It's January 13th, I think. Was it January 13th today? Something like that. It's not Friday, so that's good stuff. We're broadcasting from the middle of my messy living room den office, and my guest is Fred Snyder today. Fred's a host of It's Your Money, a really good radio talk show that you can listen to if you're in the Vancouver area on Radio 650 AM. And if you're on Sunday mornings between 9 and 10 or 11, 9 and 11, it's 2 hours long. And if you're out of the country, if you're in Saudi Arabia or some such place, you can listen to the phone and listen to the program. You can even make a phone call if you want to the program. Well, it's your long-distance call from Saudi Arabia. It's your long-distance call.
And Haiti's still got internet, so even if you're in Haiti, you could probably listen.
Well, sure, anywhere. Well, Haiti's got all sorts of stuff coming out.
Yeah.
But you can get into the program on www.radio650am.com and listen to it live every Sunday morning from 9 to 11 Los Angeles or Vancouver, BC time. So, Fred, welcome. You had a flat tire on your way here.
I couldn't believe it. Went around the corner, heard a big whack. I hit a pothole. Next thing, my lights on my dash say, check your tires. You got a problem with your tires.
Air pressure's going down, eh?
Yeah, and it was going down. I just made it home. And BCAA, I got to say, we called them. They were there in like 5 minutes, and they had the spare on in another 5 minutes, and I was able to get here on time.
Well, they keep a truck quite regularly parked up there at the by that Safeway
that
on
is
Mount
service.
Seymour Parkway.
That was service.
Yeah.
Hats off to BCAA.
Yeah. Well, BCAA has been my savior a couple of times. When my motorhome caught fire in Britannia Beach one day on July 1st, Canada Day, 9 o'clock at night, it's just getting dark.
Well, that'll teach you to smoke in bed.
I wasn't smoking in bed. It was a strange electrical fire. Something shorted out under the chassis, and boom, I had a fire, and
there you go.
I got put the fire out.
So what did
myself.
you learn from that experience?
Well, I put the fire out myself, and I learned that it wasn't a good idea to pull that particular wire. By pulling that particular wire, I broke the circuit.
I'm not going to go there.
Yeah, broke the circuit, and had a burn on my hand that didn't leave a scar. And BCA sent a truck up, and they hauled us back to North Vancouver, and they sent a big truck out that had little crew cabs, so there was room for Josie and the 3 kids and me, and it worked out fine.
Unfortunately, I didn't get the guy's name, but the guy that they sent was just great. So
well, write him a letter.
BCAA is listening. The guy that looked after me in North Vancouver at about 5:30 tonight, A1.
A1. Good stuff.
A1.
Remember that. AAA. BCAA.
Yeah.
So we're here to talk about money, Fred. And
who's yours or mine?
Well, you did sell me an RRSP.
Go on. I can't believe I did that.
I even got 2 pieces of mail in the last 2 days on my dynamic fund.
I put a big plaque up on the wall. Congratulations, Fred. You finally sold Ingram an RRSP.
You've been trying to sell Ingram an RRSP for years and years and years and years. And I, of course, wasn't happy with RRSPs. I'm still not happy with RRSPs, but it would be silly. And do you know something? I had lunch with a 69-year-old today with $110,000 in his RRSP who didn't know about the $2,000 that he could take out of a RIF. Sure. And I said, well, you know, we should have had lunch when you phoned me in December, because then you know you should have rolled $20,000 into a RIF or something and started taking a couple of thousand out a year because he's left $10,000 in there that he could have taken out tax-free. He's left his age 65, 66, 67, 68, and his last year that he could have done. So that's important. So explain to our audience what that means. What did you do?
Well, if you have a pension plan and you arrive at age 60 and you're taking income from your pension plan, $2,000 a year of that income is tax-free.
Yeah, because there's a pension income deduction.
But what if you don't have a pension? Well, if you don't have a pension, the government, for whatever reason, will consider an RRSP a pension if you're 65, not age 60. So if you have an RRSP and you're 60 years of age and you don't have a pension plan, you can take $2,000 a year out of the RRSP, and they will consider it pension income.
But you have to take it out of a RIF. You have to roll the part of the RRSP into a RIF first, right?
I don't even know that you'd have to do that specifically. You're allowed to withdraw. You probably do.
Yeah,
to
put it into a
call
RIF,
it a pension. Yeah, you
take it out of the $2,000 a year.
But,
and if you're
but why wouldn't you anyway?
Yeah, if you're a married person, you can actually take $4,000 out and
That's
split
right.
it with your spouse
That's correct.
if she or he doesn't have
Yeah.
a RIF. So wonderful tax
So kudos
planning.
to RRSPs. Everybody should have an RSP at least for some of their money.
Part of their life.
Yes, that's right.
Part of their life, some of their money. And it was an interesting thing because this fellow did have 120,000. Reminded me of when he'd heard me on the air several times telling people don't buy an RRSP. And it's interesting because, of course, he's 69 now, going to turn 71. A couple of years ago, at 69, he would have had to do something about the RRSP.
That's right.
And suddenly, $110,000 becomes taxable.
That's right.
So, are there alternatives to an RRSP that make as much sense?
Well, you got guaranteed income products.
Tell me
For
what's a
one
guaranteed.
thing.
What's a
They're
guaranteed
great.
income
Well,
product?
there's life insurance companies. 6 or 7 of them here in Canada have products that you can put cash into, a lump sum money that's not RRSP money.
Yeah.
And you can get bonuses on that money if you don't draw income. If you decide to draw income, you don't get the bonus, but you get a percentage of the protected amount that's inside the account, guaranteed for the rest of your life. And that percentage is only 10% taxable. And that 10% is taxed as a capital gain, and 90% of it is considered a return of principal.
Now,
Okay.
is it taxable every year?
Oh, sure.
Or is it taxable at the end?
It's taxable if you're drawing money
If you're taking
out.
money out of the
If you're taking
plan.
money out, that's right.
But if you don't take money out and you leave it for 15
Well,
years,
you're complicated because there could be distributions that would be taxable every year.
inside the fund.
That's correct. Yeah.
So that's why I'm
Yeah.
just going to
And
use
then another process is similar to the deduction you get in an RSP. Use leverage. You borrow, for example, $100,000. The interest, for simple figures, say is $5,000 a year.
when
The
loan that
$5,000
you're
is
paying.
tax deductible. So just like a $5,000 contribution to an RRSP is tax deductible, this is tax deductible.
But the basis of this one is that if you buy a growth fund, one that's increasing in value, hopefully,
Yes.
then you start off with $100,000. So if you bought the same thing in an RRSP,
You only have $5,000 in the RSP. That's right.
and if it went up 50%, you'd have made $2,500.
That's correct.
But if you bought $100,000 using leverage and it goes up 50%, you made $50,000.
That's correct. And you still get the $5,000 deduction.
Now, at the end of 10 years, if you were putting $5,000 a year into this thing, you would have paid $50,000 worth of interest on the loan,
Yes.
or you would have put $50,000 into the RRSP.
Yeah.
The
Which in 10
RSP
years should be worth 120 or so.
Well, would hope so.
Yeah.
But whatever you took out of that RSP would be taxable at 100%.
That's correct.
And if the $100,000 is now worth $200,000 because you've got leverage on the whole thing from the first day,
Yeah.
then $100,000 is only 50% taxable, so you only owe $29,000 instead of
That's right.
$60,000.
That's right. David, I took the time one time. I put a spreadsheet together, and I analyzed the whole thing. And hands down, all other things being equal, you're better off to use leverage than you are an RSP.
If you buy the same product.
Yeah. All other things are equal.
Yeah.
Same product in the RSP, same product outside, same return inside, same return outside.
Well, didn't we come up with some sort of conclusion that you broke even at 4% and made more money after 4%?
Something like that, yeah.
That,
the RRSP is a safer way to make money, obviously. So there's a little more risk in the leverage. But if all other things are equal, you do better with the leverage.
well, of course, that's what we started off with in my original thinking on this subject, because I had all sorts of CPA pilots, Canadian Pacific Airlines, and a bunch of Macmillan Bloedel executives. I had these two earnings group, and the Macmillan Bloedel executives all had too much money in their pension plans,
That's
so
right.
they couldn't buy an RSP.
That's right.
And the CPA pilots all had too much money in their pension plans,
And
so
lots of people today in the same boat.
so we needed something extra to
Yeah.
deal with them. Okay, so that's a good thing, and let's think about a different topic here for a second.